Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine. I hope you're all having fun. Um, so guys, sorry that I had to start the stream early. I have some real important work to kind of take care of, and it was like difficult to kind of fit the stream in, but I decided that it's just such an important week with the double game weeks and game week 30 coming up, so I just wanted to come here and talk to you guys. Hey Smellywab, welcome to the stream, my friend, and hey Sohil. Hope you guys are faring, doing well with your teams. So last week, guys, we kind of did the free hit, which obviously you all know. The week was kind of crazy, and the only actually decent captain options that worked out were like Kane and Son. Other than that, for example, we went with Weghorst and just didn't work out. So I just like to show you my points before we kind of go forward. So yeah, I mean, would have loved to kind of captain Kane or Son, but in the end went with Weghorst, didn't work. Ben Mee got injured. And in the end, it didn't even make any difference because all, like for example, Tarkowski or Roberts, they played the entire game, they got 3 points. Ben Mee got taken off, he got 3 points. So in the end, it didn't even make a difference. Ben Foster on the bench got more points. Johnson, Amarty, I mean, would have been a perfect bench boost team, but didn't work out that way. So yeah, this was about the last week. For this week, guys, I mean, if you go onto Twitter, if you kind of go on to different platforms, you see different people's teams. Like there's so many chips flying, and everybody's kind of using bench boosts and wild cards and free hit. In such an environment, it kind of feels difficult to hold on to your horses, to hold on to your chips, and kind of stick with your decision. So I would just like to tell you my general plan, and then I'll answer your questions if you have any. So the plan is, for my plan right now, is not to use free hit in game week 30. I've used one of my free hits, so I'm thinking I'm going to save my free hit in game week 30, right? And I'm going to just make a team which can survive till game week 30 with free transfers, and after game week 30 I'm gonna use my wildcard. That'll set me up really well for the upcoming like 6, 7, 8 game weeks, because right now wildcarding did not make sense, because I tried to make a wildcard team and then compared that team to the wildcard team I would make in game week 31 or game week 32. It did not like, there was like a difference of 4 or 5 players. So I thought maybe I can ride out game week 28, game week 29 and 30 with free transfers and dead end my team into game week 30, and then I can wildcard and have a really good team which I can use for bench boosts and so on and so forth, and have another free hit in my back pocket for one of those double game weeks, right? So that is the thought process. That might change, sometimes when you have a couple of bad game weeks, your thoughts go haywire, but you need to stick with the strategy. Hey Lee, hey Sam, welcome guys. He says, so many dilemmas today. No worries guys, by the way, I'm not gonna be here today with you until the deadline. The stream is gonna end in another 50 minutes, right? Maybe less. So yeah, maybe 40 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna end this stream in 40 minutes. So I'm gonna try to solve all your dilemmas, but unfortunately I just have to go somewhere. So I'll be quick and solve your dilemmas, answer your questions, and tell you about my general strategy for all those people who kind of follow my team, which I advise you guys not to just copy my team straight away, but irrespective of that, I know many of you do that. So I'll tell you my general plan, and yeah. Fadzli says, hey Wiz, the Watford double up. Unfortunately, I've got a triple up. I've got their keeper as well. It's absolutely craziness. But you just have to ride the wave sometimes. Lee says, my thoughts are to wildcard in 35 and bench boost in 36. I mean, Lee, to be honest with you, I think wildcard is a really strong chip, and to kind of hold it until game week 35 isn't the best strategy unless you have a team which you want anyway, like you want to set up a team for 31 to 35 game week 35, because there's going to be a double, there's going to be a couple of blanks due to the FA Cup semi-finals and stuff. So the thing is, if you want to use your wildcard that late, I think you don't reap the maximum benefits. I think game week 30, 31 should be a good time to use it, but everybody to, each to his own. All strategies are different. Sam says, on a free hit this week, Havertz or Mount, Thiago Silva or Alonso. I would definitely go with Alonso, and I'd actually double up on the Chelsea defense and pick Rudiger as a safe option. That means he's going to play both the games, and then I'm going to pick one with the upside, as in Alonso or James. That's the way to go if you're on a free hit. Out of Havertz and Mount, I'd say Havertz, although like the last time they played Norwich, Mount was the one who scored the points and Havertz was the one who blanked, but he just looks like in decent form, does Havertz. Fadzali says, I'm actually thinking King to Wood is worth it. I mean, he's got 2 double game weeks, so King has got 3 games and Wood has got 4. So that definitely gives him an upside, but it all depends on the strategy, guys. FPL Sam says hello. Hey, my friend. I hope you're fine. I love your wildcard team, by the way, FPL Sam. Jackson says pull on the wildcard. No, I don't. Again, just holding my nerve. It's difficult, guys, and I'm telling you straight away. If you're not using any chips like bench boost and kind of free hit wildcard this game week, you should be prepared for to get a grey arrow, maybe a red arrow. Sometimes if your captaincy doesn't work, you might get a grey arrow or even a red, but sometimes these things happen, right? Coutinho to Rafinha, says Tarun. I don't think so, Tarun. I think Coutinho's got like 2 good fixtures against Leeds. Last time he did pretty well, so I'd possibly keep Coutinho. I mean, you should definitely think about getting Rafinha, but the thing is, not for Coutinho. Any plan on game week 30, Viz? No, I already said, like, I'm gonna use my free transfers and like try to have 8 or 9 players for game week 30, which means I will not need to use any chip. Lee says, who to captain between Salah, Coutinho, Rudiger, Adams or Willock? I personally think Willock is not an option for me. Adams, again, is fine, but I think if you want to go with a single game week player, then there's no doubt that you should go with Salah. He has an absolutely stunning record against West Ham United. If you want to go with a double game week player, I'd say Coutinho or Rudiger out of these makes more sense to me. Hey Barry, I hope you're fine, my friend. Sam says Rudiger is already in as the safe option. Do you prefer James Ward-Prowse or Rafinha? The thing is, Sam, if you're on a free hit, you could actually cover Southampton by getting Che Adams or Broya as their strikers. You still cover them. Leeds you cannot cover except Rafinha. He's their talisman, and they've got a new manager, that American Jesse Marsh. So hopefully, I'd say Rafinha, deserves a shout. Smelly Web says Coutinho is getting my armband. I think that's a decent decision. The last time he played Leeds, he scored 16 points. So, sometimes this is a psychology of the player as well. When you play the same team against whom you scored a goal or scored, had a decent game, you always tend to do well against those teams sometimes, So that's a good ploy, I'd say. King to Adams, double up on Southampton strikers. That's absolutely fine. Watford strikers are just like, there's actually in my team, so I'm having to play them. I had no intention of keeping these 2 for such a long time, but every game week something kind of crops up and I end up keeping King and Dennis. I'm actually tripling up on Watford. I have their keeper as well. That's absolutely, not even double trouble. It's like triple trouble for me. Treble trouble. Tarun says, I was asking which one should I buy out of the 2. What was the question again? If you have to buy one, again, Tarun, it depends on your strategy. I have the same option. I'm going with Rafinha. So if you look at my team here, I haven't made my transfer. So I right now have Fernandes, So the plan right now is to go from Fernandes to Rafinha. That is kind of what I'm thinking. Coutinho, I'd love to have Coutinho in this team. I was thinking like I should go Gray to Coutinho. But the thing is, Gray has a double game week coming up. If he's fit, like Wolves home, Newcastle home, a very decent double game week coming up. So if he's not fit, I can move him on in the next game week. But I want to give him a chance. So the second move which I'm thinking of making is Kilman. Now the thing is, I know like you would think you should be going for the Chelsea defenders. They have a double game week and whatnot. I have a major fear of missing out on the Chelsea defense. I'm telling you straight away, right? The thing is, I have to look at the larger picture, because the thing is, I'm making a team for game week 30, and in game week 30 Wolves have a fixture, right? And Rafinha has a fixture. So I'm looking at both the scenarios in which I have to have a double game week player for game week 28, and that player should also have a game in game week 30, so that Kilman fits that picture pretty well. So these are my two planned moves for this game week, and possibly gonna hit the make transfers button right before I end my stream. So I just wanted to show you, let me show you, these are the planned transfers, because so far I'm not sure if it's gonna be fit. Hey Matea, I hope you're fine, bro. Hey George, I hope you're doing fine. Sam says, perfect. Just as a Villa fan, I remember the brace of free kicks from James Ward-Prowse. I mean, James Ward-Prowse is the type of player who's always who's always gonna do well in streaks, because he has that quality of that free kick, So you can't have all the players, my friend. If you want to cover all the bases, then you're gonna have to compromise, somewhere. Barry says, I'm thinking of using my wildcard. Still have both my free hits, so I'm covered for 30 as well. I mean, if you have both free hits, I would not be against using a wildcard right now, because then you don't need to plan for game week 30. So will give you an upside in 28 and 29. Possibly use a bench boost in 29 as well. 4.5 million Gordon next week. Why not? Had a great game against City. I love that move. Who to captain? Salah, Alonso, Rafinha, Jimenez, Coutinho, Adams. See, Salah is again the best captain option from the single game week players. There is no doubt about that. Has a great record against West Ham United. So if you're going to captain a single game week player, go with Salah. Out of the double game weekers, I'd say Rafinha and Coutinho would be my picks. Matea says you could get him with using the money in the bank alone. I could get him in, Matea. The thing is, I don't want Fernandes, that gives me some flexibility, some money. Huh? So gives me some flexibility and some money in the bank. I could go to Kane. I could go to Vardy for game week 30 as a captaincy option. So I'm looking at more things. The future, I'd say. Geether says, hey Wiz, I have Mendy from Chelsea, Salah and Rafinha, best captain option also. Best TRF transfer option, Edward dropping, already have Adams and Watkins. I'd say the best is, I think you already have Adams, right? Otherwise I'd say you should get Broya, but since you already have Adams, I can't even tell you to get Broya. There's not really good striking options is the problem with this game right now. For example, Everton have got a double game week. They don't have any good strikers. Midfielders are in abundance. Strikers are not, especially the cheap ones. Matea says you could get him by using the money in the bank alone. Who you mean? Who do you mean, Matea? I'm sorry, I didn't get it, bro. Aman says Captain Rudiger or Salah. See guys, this is such a difficult question to answer, because you have to go with your gut in this one, because Rudiger is a defender having a double game week, both the games away from home, against teams who are fighting relegation. So it's hard for me to kind of say here on this stream to captain Rudiger over Salah. So I'd say I'd captain Salah, honestly. If Rudiger goes crazy, then I hold my hands up, because I can't see the future, guys. I can only make predictions, but logically speaking, over over a defender, you always captain a striker. Would you have Kane on a free hit or 3 double game week forwards? I think three double game week forwards. Which ones? Like Broya, Dennis, and Jimenez. I'd say I'd have Kane over Dennis, maybe, possibly. I'm going for Alonso captaincy. Isn't Alonso? See, I don't know. The thing is, they've got this Malang Sar guy. He can play there, So I'm not sure. Tuchel is like Pep Guardiola on steroids. I always say that, guys. Like you can't predict what he's gonna do. For example, Reece James is not nailed on, in my opinion. Is just not nailed on because, in my opinion, Callum Hudson-Odoi can play there. Azpilicueta can play there. It's very, very hard to say who's gonna kind of play, who's not gonna play for Chelsea. So that's just my opinion. Rest, if you want to captain Rudiger, that is totally go with your gut. If your gut says captain Rudiger, you should go. It's a double game week anyways. Geetha says, who are you capping? I'm kind of oscillating between Rafinha and Salah. I'm gonna make the decision before the end. It would be Watkins. Just give me a second here. It would be Watkins, Jimenez. All right. Adams, Broya. Yeah. Jimenez, Adams. It would be Watkins, Jimenez, Adams, or Broya, Jimenez, Adams. I don't think you'd double up on the Southampton attack. I think would be too much. I think Watkins should be all right, my friend. Sometimes you need to diversify. I mean, doubling up on defense is something absolutely different than doubling up on strikers, in my opinion. Amit says, hey Wiz, hope you're doing good. Hey Amit, I'm fine, bro, and I hope the same for you. Best captain for the game week: Salah, Coutinho, Havertz, or Chelsea's man. Again, Salah, Coutinho, and Havertz. They're absolutely, three of them are good captaincy options. If I had to rank them, I'd say, one for Havertz just because of their games. Double game week, and Coutinho and Salah, obviously. Salah has a single game week, but again, you expect him to score against West Ham United. They've been conceding goals, a lot of goals anyway, especially away from home. The thing is, if you have the kind of, if you have the courage to captain a single game week player, then Salah is your man. Don't think. What about starting Bowen? I'm not going to start him. I'm just going to put him on the bench. If he does something, he does something. Logically, just doesn't make sense for me to start Bowen, especially when I've got double game week players, FPL sometimes imagine starting Weghorst this week would be typical FPL. It definitely would. It's just like Duffy. Everybody triple captain Duffy, and he didn't do anything. And in the next game week, he scored a goal and I think, kept a clean sheet, something like that. It was crazy. So basically, Kane or Watkins. I'd say if you can afford Kane, there's no in my opinion, you could get Watkins and possibly get Son. That would be nice as well. If like Kane is too expensive on the free hit, then Watkins and Son possibly. Would you do Olise, King, to Rafinha and Wood? Olise and King. Why not just Olise to Rafinha? You can keep King. King has a double game week as well. All the Newcastle's looks a bit better. This is subjective question further. It's hard to say it, bro. Vardy in my wildcard team, Leeds already vulnerable. I think that's a great option, to be honest with you. If I was wildcarding, I would have Kane because of the type of manager I am. But I would move Kane to Vardy in game week 30. If he's playing in game week 30, I think he's outright the best captaincy option. Just because of the game he has in game week 30, Jamie Vardy. So yeah. I mean, he plays Brentford at home, Jamie Vardy. I mean, that would be absolutely amazing if we can kind of, play Vardy in that game. Hi, Wiz, Captain Broya, James, Rafinha, Salah. Is it worth to hold Odegaard? I think Odegaard is going to play all the games, yes. I don't think it's a problem. He's cheap. He plays mostly all the games for Arsenal. I think it's a decent option to hold him, The thing is, captaincy is really, really tough this game, because I don't know what to say. If you want to captain a double game week player, go with Rafinha. If you want to captain a single game week player, you go with Salah. That's the best I can do. I can say. Yeah. I would love it if we would have like early team news from Leeds. at least. Pep Guardiola confirms that Diaz is out for 4 to 6 weeks with I already read that news. So Diaz is going to be out for the foreseeable future with the hamstring injury or something of that sort. Not the best, not the best time to get injured for Ruben Diaz, I'd say. Just checking on Twitter for any news. Or I'd love to kind of transfer, because Ruben Diaz got injured and City don't have a fixture in game week 30. I would love to kind of transfer out Cancelo to Kilman, which would give me additional money. But the thing is, Sofal is not playing. Sofal has an operation, is going through rehab, and don't see any chance of him kind of playing. Alright, let's just come back and answer your questions. Smash that like button, say smelly up. Thank you so much, bro. Hi Wiz, Sofal and Cancelo to Rudiger and Kilman. I think, Aman, that's not a bad move. Just remember that Rudiger has like 3 really good fixtures coming up, but after that he blanks in 30. So if you can take that, I'd see those moves. Bielsa gone and Bamford is fit and ready to go. Bamford will, they say, will be back for the Aston Villa game, so I'm not sure if Bielsa had something to do with it, but yeah, that's an interesting observation. Abhiroop says, thanks a lot, Wiz. Also save those bench boosts for 36 or use it with Ramsdale plus Tierney, Saka. To be honest with you, Abhiroop, that's not a bad bench boost. But the thing is, you have all your eggs in mostly the Arsenal basket, and then you've got Weghorst playing against Chelsea. So, I mean, if it gives you 15 points, if you'll be satisfied, I think this can give you 15 points. So you have to decide if that's enough boost for you to play the bench boost. And he says, is Hoiver nailed at right back considering Semedo is out for a month? Just difficult for me to say. Just hang on, let me check my lineups. I definitely I had my lineups here. Give me a second here, guys. I had my lineups here. Let me let me read and let you know, because it's an interesting observation. Because especially for people who are on wildcard, you can think about whoever. Definitely think about him. Just give me a second here. Yeah. So with Wolves, let me tell you. Just give me a second here. So Wolves, yeah, Johnny can play there. In my notes, I've written Johnny, is back from his ACL injury and he can play there. So I don't think Hoiber is nailed, in my opinion. I don't really like the look of King. If you don't want him, if gut says you take him out, my friend. Don't worry about it. Whom to bench, Bowen or Cancelo? Out of those two, Bowen, I'd say. Jared Bowen. I would buy Sias instead of Kilman. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad shout, but I might need the money later for, like, for example, let's say I want to go for Harry Kane, right? In next game week for the double game week, and maybe I want to go for Kulusevski here, for the double game week as well. The thing is, I might just need the money later. I know I could go for Sias, but then it just gives me an exact money. One of these goes up in price, and I'll be priced out of these moves, which I don't want to get. So that's the reason I'm currently on Kilman, Matea. That's what I've been thinking, bro. Rudiger for Tierney with a -4. I mean, you could do it if you want to. The thing is, Tierney has a double game week next game week, but it's not an easy double game week. That's the only thing. Leicester and Liverpool are like not easy games. Sam, I don't prefer Kilman over Cody. I'm just going with Kilman because he's cheap and he plays all the games. That's all I want from a Wolves defender. Kilman has got 1 goal and 1 assist in this season. Sias has got 2 goals. Cody's got 2 goals. There's like none of their defenders were like really, really attacking. So what to do with Semedo? I'm trying to bench boost. I would transfer him out, Semedo. I would take him out for somebody else. maybe a Chelsea player or a Wolves player. Sanjay says, I was really struggling this week. Squad is too good for 28, 29, 30. Thought I'd never say that. Sanjay, that's a good problem to have, my friend. It's a good problem to have. That's all I want to say. Bench King or Cancelo? Nishchil. It's such a difficult question, you know. I think you should possibly play King. You know, he's got a double game week. You have to give it a shot, in my opinion. Although, you know, it's hard for me to say to bench Cancelo. If later on he gets points, do not blame me, because, you know, I can just give you the right opinion. If I don't have the right answers, that's the problem. Captain Mount. Why not? I mean, if you have Mount, you can Captain Mount. I assume he's going to start at least one game and, you know, still get some minutes in the second one as well. Jethro says, hey, there's 2 free hits left in my triple captain and bench boost. Will use one for game week 30. When do you think I use the others? I think the other free hit can be used in game week 33 or 36, and then bench boost, you know, in one of those game weeks you can use your bench boost, and one you can use your free hit. Triple captain you can use in Mo Salah next week. You know, he has a double game week next week. Are you tempted to go for another -8 double game? I am tempted, right? Absolutely tempted. I'll actually tell you, I'm tempted to take out Gray for Coutinho, you know. But the thing is, I will not do it, because that'll give me additional headache of like benching Livramento, and I don't want to. I'm already having to bench Cancelo. I mean, that's crazy, right? So I don't want to give myself like more headaches. So that's the reason I'm kind of satisfied with this -4. And you know, come the next double game week, I might take another hit. Who knows? You know, I might get Kane and Kulusevski, for all we know. And then in game week 30, move Kane on for Vardy, who plays against Brentford, and I expect him to score against Brentford. So who knows what's going to happen, right? It's just everything is up in the air. The only thing is I've got 15 minutes left to go. For anybody, you know, who joined the stream late, I don't have time to stay until the deadline, guys. So I only have like 15 more minutes for the deadline stream today. Unfortunately, you know, it's like 35 people watching. I don't want to leave, but you know, just busy today. You know, deadline stream will be back to the normal schedule from the next game week around. My bench will give you some comfort, says FPL Sam. Well, you're on a wildcard, bro. Otherwise, I would have bench boosted the hell out of your team. Sanjay says, every player doubles in 28, 29 and plays in 30. Got 10 game week 30 players. Sanjay, I think you've got the you've got the Midas touch, my friend. If you've got a team such as that, you've got the Midas touch. Oh, that's all I can say. I mean, we've got Sanjay here in chat. He says, I've got 11 players who double in game week 28 and 29. And he's got 10 players who play in game week 30. I mean, that's a perfect team, right? Jethro says, thinking of taking a -4 for me and Weghorst to Rudiger and Rodriguez. I like Rudiger. I don't like Gelhardt or Rodriguez. That's the only thing. I don't think they play all the games. Who is your captain? I'm still deciding. It should be between Rafinha and Salah. I'll let you guys know in the next like 10 minutes, hopefully. Guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter, do please follow me on Twitter. You know, I post my teams there sometimes, but possibly not going to post today unless I have some updates, because I, you know, not gonna be home. The Rich says, what about Reece James captain? If you're sure he plays both the games, then you should captain him. Best captain option who has a double game week. I think if you're talking about the best captain option, it has to be like players like Rafinha, you know, or Kai Havertz, even Mason Mount. You can think about Coutinho could also be an option. I'd choose between those. Captain who to pick? Do you think Salah EO will be over 100%? I think so, my friend. You know, but you know, for example, let me give you an example of my free hit last week. I had Kane, I had Son playing against Leeds, a leaky Leeds, you know, and I still ended up captaining Weghorst. What did he do? Like, absolutely nothing, you know. He had one or two chances, but the thing is, we always end up getting suckered into captaining double game week players just because they have two games in 1 week. And I'm not saying that's a right or a wrong thing, but it's just a human psychology that like prompts us to think that if a player plays 180 minutes, he's gonna get more. But sometimes that just doesn't happen. The example is written right in front of you guys. But yeah, so just give me some time. I'm gonna think. I'm like kind of thinking at the back of my mind as well. So Rudiger or Silva for White or Dean? I'd say Rudiger for White. Dean has a double game week. I'd keep him. Should I take a -4 for Cancelo to Rudiger to bench boost? If you think Rudiger will score more points than Cancelo's +4, then why not? George, that is the decision to make. Also, the thing is, it all depends on your chip strategy. What are you doing in game week 30? Because neither Cancelo nor Rudiger has a game in game week 30. So it all depends on that strategy. Aman says, I plan to bench boost this game week with Foster, Kyzioh, Cody and Fraser. But Kyle Walker-Peters, who is injured, may not start in the double. Can I bench boost without transferring him out? I mean, you can bench boost. The thing is, you'll have one player less, which actually makes the bench boost less attractive in my opinion. I think you can just transfer him out. If you want to bench boost, you should bench boost with a team of 15 players. Otherwise, I think not. That's just my opinion again. Do you have any stats on Salah against West Ham? Yeah, Salah scored 9 goals against West Ham United. In the Premier League, I think. He scored 9 goals against them. He's scored against them in all the games he's played against them except one. Just one game, he's not scored against them. He scored against them in all the games. Captain Rudiger or Coutinho? Out of those two, I'd captain Coutinho because he's the attacking player. I always kind of prefer the attacking player. Who to captain, Broja or Jimenez? I don't like any of those options. Jimenez was benched last game week, Let me show you here. Jimenez was benched last game week. He played 9 minutes. I don't know what was the reason for this, but you don't want to captain a player who's kind of has a possibility to get benched. So that definitely kind of makes it more towards Broja. But I don't like any of those options. I think there are better options, my friend. Kiran says, which Newcastle attacker to go for? Wood could be one. Fraser could be another one. Willock, is a cheap option, could be another one. I don't like any of those options, to be honest with you, a lot. But if you really want to go for a Newcastle player, I'd say, you have to choose between Fraser, Willock or Wood. Aaron says, what are your transfer plans? Aaron, the transfer plan currently is like Fernandes to Rafinha and Sofal to Kilman. Let me show you here. Yeah, this is the plan. I'm gonna make my transfers in the next like 5-10 minutes and be done with it because I have to kind of go today. If you go to Twitter right now, you will go crazy seeing people with 2 like Chelsea defenders and Kai Havertz in their wildcards and captaining and whatnot. Like, it's so hard to hold your nerves. Absolutely hard to hold your nerve. I'm telling you this right now, my friends. Whew. I was just checking on Twitter to see if I can get any news regarding we have Leicester team news from Sam Martin, who says Vardy is gonna start against Leeds. So if anybody's on a wild card, you could even think about getting Vardy in place of Kane, So that is another consideration which you can do. You can have, because Vardy against Leeds, and he's starting because we've got confirmation from this guy, Sam Martin. So Rafinha has an expected ownership of 98.6%. 98.6. So in the top 10k, Rafinha has an expected ownership of 98.6% according to Fantasy Football Fix. Alright. Marco says, thanks for the input. Do you think cheeky punt on Kilman captain could be worth it? I would not captain Kilman, my friend. It doesn't have any attacking threat. Excuse me. Would you bench Kane or Salah if you had to? I would not bench Kane or Salah. If gun to my head, I would say kill me. I would not bench Kane or Salah. Himayu says, have 5 million, so worth bringing Shaloba or just go for Dean? Shaloba is gonna play. I can tell you that, you know. But to be honest with you, it depends on your chip strategy. If you want a game week 30 player, then go for Dean. Otherwise, Shaloba is fine. I think Dean could be the better option. Just more attacking, and a double game week. And a fixture in game week 30, I'd say. Lukaku in this week on wildcard. Lukaku to Kane next week. I'd say if you're wanting to take a punt on Vardy in place of Lukaku. It's just my opinion, you know. I'm not sure about this, to be honest with you, how many games he starts. Does Havertz starts and striker in one of the games, and does Lukaku start in the other one? Who knows? Matea says, what about Coutinho and Salah? We don't have their predictions, Matea. I only got the prediction from Fantasy Football Fix. Let me see if I can FPL statistics. Let me see if I can find it. I actually didn't even try. I just read their tweet. Alright, so I think I might have something for you on Fix. Let me see if I can pull it up. So on the Fix predictive stats, FPL statistics, it'll show you the effective ownership. So ownership data, points, captains, value, formation chip. So Coutinho's, is this their ownership actually, or expected ownership? I don't, not remove 49%. Let's see Coutinho. Highest owned player across all selected players, 9 all selected players in the top 1000. So 8.2 in the top 1000. 19.5, but that doesn't give you the expected ownership, I don't think. No. Anyways, I think today is not the time to kind of do it. Just don't have the time, guys. Just need to get moving very soon. Anyways, back to the screen. If I find out, I'll let you know on the chat. Jetro says, hey, was thinking of taking a -4 for Robo and me to James and Dean. What do you think? I mean, Robertson has a double game week next game week. You know, if you can just transfer out me for one Chelsea defender, I'd be happy with that, bro. Cinema says, who would you start, Son or Robertson this week? I mean, that is not a Cinema. To be honest with you, I'd start both of them. There's absolutely great options. Why would you not want to start like Son or Robertson? Start both of them. Even if you have to sacrifice somebody like King, you know, I'd still think they deserve a start. Kieran says, who do you think, what should you think I change? So honestly, I don't have time to read the entire teams, guys. I have just 5 minutes left and I need to answer as many questions as I can. I need to set up my own team as well. Mount or Kai will play both games. I think Mount will play both the games. Kai possibly should play more than one, you know, even if not 2 complete games. Lord Jolinton is back in for King, says Fuzzly. So Fuzzly had to get rid of King. He's gone for Jolinton. Absolutely. Matthias says, thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Sorry I couldn't help you more. Anis says, on a wildcard, should I keep Weghorst for the long term considering the games in hand? I think you need to get a replacement, to be honest with you. I don't see that much upside with Weghorst, you know. But the thing is, there's not many options in that price bracket. So just for that matter, you can keep Weghorst. Other than that, I would sell him. Bench Salah or Kane. Dheeraj, play both. No benching Salah or Kane. Simple as that. No benching Salah or Kane. If you're having to bench Salah or Kane, I don't know what kind of a team you have if you're having to decide whether to bench Salah or Kane. But honestly, I would not bench Salah or Kane no matter what happens. You go to Twitter and you see people like doing crazy nonsense like -16s, -12s, bench boosting, free hitting, and it'll gives you fear of missing out because everybody has like 2 Chelsea defenders. Very hard to hold your nerves, guys. I'm telling you this. Yeah, I'm gonna set my team here. That's right. Hey Buckshot, I hope you're fine, bro. Unfortunately, I have to go pretty soon today. I won't be staying until the deadline. So if you have any questions, do hit me up, my friend. I actually have to go somewhere, so it's like 5 to 10 minutes left for the stream today. But nice to have you back here, bro. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, so I think it's time for me to kind of set my team. And just close my, then after that, hide behind a sofa for the Chelsea games because I know what's coming. You've got to ride the wave sometimes, my friends. So Sofal to Kilman, Fernandes to Rafinha. Let's go. Now I need to set my team, so I need to bring in Kilman in place of Cancelo, and that doesn't look good. Essentially, that should be it. How many double game weekers I've got? Foster. 3 Watford double game weekers is absolutely doesn't make any sense, to be honest with you. Jimenez, yeah, that looks fine to me. All right, back to answering. Smelly Web says, morning Buckshot. Wes, who is your captain? Much respect. Says, would you keep Foden for the next game week against Palace? If I was you, I would not. I would actually sell Foden and get somebody like Coutinho. I think Coutinho or Rafinha, in my opinion, because the thing is, I'm not sure if Foden starts the next game against Palace. Foden is always kind of dicey. Bench 1, Kilman, Livramento, Broya, Son, Kane, Ramsey. Guys, how do you have this kind of dilemma? You having to bench double game week players. It's absolutely difficult for me to say it, but if I had to bench one of them, I'd say I would bench Livramento or Ramsey. One of the two. Am I boring if I captain Rudiger over Havertz or Coutinho? No, you're not boring. It definitely makes sense, my friend. To captain a double game week player, it gives you the option. Yeah, I clicked save, my friend. I did click save. Let me refresh it. So everybody can see my final team. Is it? If in case, by the way, guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter, do follow. In case I change something, I'll update you on Twitter. So maybe if I get at the end, if I'm not able to kind of hold my nerve and I kind of transfer out Cancelo for maybe some Chelsea defender or whatnot, I'll update you on Twitter. So just keep following me. But I think this should be my final team. How did Hivez pin your transfers? FPL Jugs, I don't have much time, my friend. There's no point in pinning my transfers now. I have to leave soon. Captain Rudiger. Again, guys, I'll tell you one thing. In FPL, there's a general rule that you always captain the attackers over the defenders. Rudiger is an exception. He has a little bit of an attacking threat on headers. He can score headers and stuff. So yes, you can go with Rudiger. But if you have a Chelsea attacker in Havertz or Mount, I think you're better off captaining that player. Captain Coutinho or Rafinha. Out of those two, if I had both of them, I think about captaining Rafinha. Why don't free hit this? Adam, I have one free hit left, and I'm gonna use it in a double game week, which is gonna come like in 36 or 33. Captain James, yes, you can captain James if you feel that he's gonna play both the games. It's your decision, as in you have to decide and you have to think whether you expect him to start both the games. If the answer is yes, then you captain Reece James. If the answer is no, then you don't captain him. Cancelo and Bowen to Rudiger and Rafinha for a -8. -8. The thing is -8. You think, why not just Bowen to Rafinha then? Just keep Cancelo. Sometimes taking too many hits is not the right way to go. You just never know what happens. For example, last week so many people took hit for Weghorst. What happened? Nothing. It's absolutely a disaster. Scored like 3 points. Like he got a clean sheet. Essentially 6 points on captaincy. Thanks. You're welcome, my friend. Guys, I'm running out of time. I'll just answer some of the questions. Why are you captaining Rafinha over Salah? Just thinking, guys, again, please, if you don't follow me on Twitter, it's @VizFPL. In case I change my captain to Salah, if I do anything, I'll update you on Twitter. If I don't do anything, then the team is in front of you. But please do give me a follow. Sometimes, even us, the content creators, might want to make like last minute changes. So please, just to stay updated, and later on, just follow me on Twitter or stay in touch. I just want to say that. Quickly answer the questions. To be fair, I have Havertz on a free hit because I expect him to haul. Why would I not captain him? You're right. Sam, the thing is, if you ask me who's nailed on for both the games, it's Rudiger. the thing is, Havertz has some upside there. Like for example, if you're playing him, you should captain him. That's all I want to say. Because how many times has captaincy given you a haul in FPL? Why would it be any different in like a double game week? And if Rudiger hauls, you get the upside anyway. You have him, you own him, you get the upside from him anyway. So that's just my point. There's an equally good chance of Rudiger to haul, but just logically, just makes more sense. Is Kulusevski a good punt? I think it's a good punt, yes. Torn between captaining Coutinho and Saïs. Surely the game against Watford is a clean sheet. Sure seems like Saïs has a 6-point floor. George, I mean, you could. The thing is, Saïs, everybody just, I think, overemphasizes Saïs' attacking potential. He's got 2 goals all season. He's been playing the entire season. He's got 2 goals, which is like the same as Cody. While people say Cody is the least attacking defender in the league, and he's got 2 goals, and Saïs has got 2 goals. I think it's overstated a bit, his attacking threat. But yes, if you're satisfied with that 6-point cushion, then I think you can go with Saïs. But I always recommend captaining an attacking player over the defender. It's a general rule in FPL. It's not like a logical rule. It's an empirical as well. Like, it's an empirical observation as well. What's the time? I think I'm already running out. I've already run out of time, I think. Yeah, I'll answer a couple of questions, guys, quickly. Have 6 double game week worth bringing Dean for a hit? Would have to bench Ramsey or Livramento? I don't think so. Just play Livramento and Ramsey, my friend. Don't need to bench. I mean, play Ramsey and Livramento and let Dean be, I'd say. Sam says thanks and good luck. Good luck for your free hit, my friend. I hope you get a big green arrow this game week. Hopefully I think I've answered most of the questions here today. Todd, if Todd was not here on the stream today, but Todd, if you kind of, if I know you're on a wild card, and if you kind of want to talk or you want any suggestions, just hit me up on Twitter and send me a DM, and I'll answer you before the end of the deadline. Don't worry about it, bro. Why Rafinha cap over Salah? Chopnan, the thing is, I'm still thinking, double game week and single game week is my consideration. The thing is, Rafinha is the, is the mojo, is the, he has that X factor for Leeds now. If they get a new manager bounce, I just want to be a part of that. And Rafinha has been looking dangerous for Leeds, and he is the only player. And if Bamford comes back, I think it just helps him a little bit. But I could change it to Salah at the end, and I'll update you guys on Twitter. So don't worry about it. Just give me a follow. Do not worry. 90% I'm not going to change it, but if I do, I'll update you. Smelly Web says Zen and dinner peace Wiz. Absolutely, my friend. Guys, honestly, I'd love to stay here. I'm having so much fun, and love to stay, until the deadline, answer your questions, and help you as much as I can. But if any of you joined late, I think you can just go back and listen to the stream. I think mostly all of the questions would have been answered. Lightrace says, cheers, Wiz, I'm bench boosting this week. May the arrows be green. May the arrows be green as well, Lightrace, and hopefully your bench boost is a successful one. Well, on this note, guys, I think we come to an end of this edition of Deadline Stream. There was no last minute drama, right? So I think it was for the best. And remember, if you're not using bench boost, if not using a wild card, you kind of ride some game weeks and expect to get through with a grey arrow or a small green arrow, and it's still fine, because if other people are using chips and you're not, and you're still getting grey or green arrows, I think that'll help you in the future when you actually use your own chips. So on this note, I'm gonna leave you all today. And this edition of the Deadline Stream comes to an end. I'll see you for the next Deadline Stream. Until then, guys, take care. I hope you all have great game weeks. May the arrows be green. FPL Visit signing out today, a little bit early, but happy. Good luck, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.